Our whistleblowers have once again called for more effective protection. The Whistleblowers for Change group, which incorporates the Zondo Commission whistleblowers and others, have shared their joint response to the release of the first part of that report by the inquiry into state capture. They say they've suffered not just financially, but have also lost jobs and have been affected psychologically too.
Whistleblowers have spoken out about the report from the State Capture Commission of Inquiry, that part 1 that has been released by Justice Raymond Zondo, and they have called for various things to happen. But of course, the main thing has consistently been the protection of whistleblowers, something as well that the Acting Chief Justice Raymond Zondo speaks about in this first part of his report. But let's get a reaction from one of the whistleblowers. We are joined by Elsmartha Ngoye from PRASA. She is a whistleblower currently there. Elsmartha, thank you so much for your time. Let's start off with just what you are calling for as part of the whistleblowers when it comes to the State Capture Commission report.
Well, effectively, as has been stated in the media, in the press release statement that we've released, I mean, we want the protection of whistleblowers to be heightened. It shouldn't just be lip service. There's a lot of us who've gone through emotional trauma and financial, basically being crippled financially, protecting ourselves as a result of, the actions that have been taken against, in fact, all of us, as far as us going to the state capture is concerned. So even though, there's issues of compensation that have been spoken to by Judge Zondo in his report, we, as has been stated, do not want to be seen as people that did this for money. We didn't do it for money, but the bottom line is that we incurred costs. Psychologically, we've suffered. We've had to go to psychologists. That's costly. Litigation, we've had to employ lawyers, and some of us owe millions of rands to lawyers right now, a debt that one did not even think or contemplate having. Families have suffered because now you're taking away your money, your own personal money, to come and fund this fight that you believe in. So we believe that at the end of the day, as far as the reparations and consequences and monetary issues are concerned, we want compensation to rather, be exactly what we've lost, the damages that we have lost, and it does not have to come to us, really, at the end of the day. So, and that's why we don't want to be paid for this. But the bottom line is that somehow there has got to be compensation for what we have gone through.
Now, for you specifically, I mean, we've spoken to numerous whistleblowers who are fearing for their lives. We know of whistleblowers who have left the country because of threats to their lives. How have things changed for you since you blew the whistle on the situation at your workplace?
Listen, a lot of things have happened. I had a daughter who was writing matric last year. You could imagine the emotional trauma and the psychological trauma that she has had to go through, not knowing whether I'm safe. After the Babita Diokoran murder, obviously we're not safe. We're fearing for our lives, not knowing who's next. Psychologically, I mean, I've just been diagnosed with asthma. I'm not an asthma patient. And my doctor simply said to me, you're stressed, you're too stressed. I cannot say that it's not as a result of what I'm going through right now. So there's a lot of issues that have impacted us. Financially, we are struggling. And what do we have to do? We are not using state coffers to fend for ourselves. But those that are fighting us are using state coffers to go against us. So the bottom line is that the scales are not balanced. And that is why at the end of the day we appeal that the protection of whistleblowers in terms of the efforts not just be an issue of lip service. Something's got to be done. It's got to be done quickly. We sacrificed our lives for the country. We were called upon, as whistleblowers to come forward. And as John has indicated, I did not plan out to be a whistleblower. I'm just a professional who was doing their job. So this is not something that I went out to say this is what I'm going to do. But I'm suffering the consequences of the work that I've done within my employer. And what else must I do? I'm not just going to sit down and suffer the consequences of what is happening to me. I have to fight for what is right for me.
Thank you so much, Martha Ngoye. She's a whistleblower in South Africa, really just speaking candidly about what really needs to happen in South Africa for whistleblowers, and the call for the protection of whistleblowers continues to be one that we hear in the country. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I am Tsehoha Jomo Achi in Johannesburg.